Hi, Brianna. My name's Anthony. We spoke on Saturday. I mentioned that I was going to put together a short little video on how to increase, or some tips on how to increase your online presence. So I did a little bit of research. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about a few things. I went through your website. I actually like the way it looks. You got a nice little setup, especially right here in the beginning. You got this call to action here. It's really important to have. One of the things that I did notice is you got about 1,350 words on your homepage. Google really likes to see 1,500 plus. And the reason why is when they're crawling the internet and they're searching people's websites, especially their home pages, they like to look at 1,500 words as a credible source of relevance in what it is that you do, and so they can properly rank based on your company's relevance and give people that are doing searches the best options available to them. But you got a few competitors out there, but you're doing pretty well as far as especially in the Temecula city, which I want to go through and show you some of the things that I noticed that you can greatly improve on. I don't know if you have anybody working on your SEO, or if you do everything yourself, or whatever the case is. But I did want to go through a little bit of a few things and point out some key factors that would help increase your online presence. So the first thing I wanted to do is talk about your keywords, and all the keywords are is specifically when someone does a search. Say, for instance, they search junk removal in Temecula. That would be the keywords that they use. And so if you're using those keywords, Google recognizes that your website has relevance to that based on the words that you're including in your content, where you're squeezing those words in, and how many times you're actually using them throughout your site. And so we can see that you're generating 319 clicks on average per month. So if we click on your keywords here and we go down and take a look, you can see that you've got junk removal Temecula. You're ranked number 2. So these are your positions and where you rank based on those keywords and how people are searching for you. So you're getting a volume of 70 from those keywords. You're getting a volume of traffic of 40 from Temecula junk removal. So you're remaining in those positions. Those are all great. It's great to be in those positions because you want to be in the top 3. That's where most of the traffic is being pushed to, from search engines. Anything over 10 is definitely not that great, but as of right here, you're looking pretty good. Junk remover Murrieta, you're in 8th position. I'd like to see you up in that 1 and 2 spot, just like you are in Temecula. I don't see why that can't happen. It's got a little bit of a higher what we call a ranking rating, where it makes it a little bit harder to rate. But if you look at the volume here, they're getting 300 clicks, 300 searches a day or a month roughly from just Murrieta alone. And so as you can see, you're doing fairly well. You mostly on the first page on a lot of these keywords here. However, what I wanted to take a look at is if we look at where a lot of the volume comes from and what kind of searches that people are doing, and where you could improve on. As we go down, we have junk pickup near me. If there's a way to implement that throughout your website, there's a lot of searches going on right there. I mean, it's a higher one to get rated. It's got a rating of 43, so it's a little bit more difficult. However, it can be done. But if you scroll down here, I noticed on your website you do offer apartment cleanouts. However, I don't see any traffic coming from apartment cleanouts. And as you can see, it's got a zero a 0 keyword difficulty. That means this is a really easy word and keyword phrase to rank for. You just have to implement it and put it in certain places in your website. And specifically, since you have a apartments clean out service page, under your services tab, proper implementation of these keywords here based on this high amount of volume here can bring you a lot of business. Not only that, it can move you out of this 75 up to 1 or 2, 3 really, really fast. Scroll down, apartment clean out services. There's another 300 where you're ranking 68. Junk removal Marietta, as I told you before, there's a 300 volume of searches going on here, and you're only pulling in 19 of those. So if you were to move this up, where you're at in Temecula to the 1 or 2 position, you're going to see this go up 3 to 4 times as many as you're getting now. And like I said, that's just simply taking those keywords, implementing them right in the right places on your website, and using them with volume, and using them many times. Junk removal Temecula, that's where you are. Like I said, you're getting 70 from Temecula. That means you could get 80 or so from Menifee, if you implement the same way that you're doing in Temecula. And if we look at, I wanted to look at your competition for a minute. I'm guessing that Junk Removal Heroes is probably your main competition that you compete against there. They're getting 223 visitors to their website every month. They got about 464 keywords that they're implementing in their site. And a lot of their keywords are just locations. And, their positions, number 2 for Menifee, number 3 for Marietta, number 3 for Menifee Junk Removal Services. And so a lot of the places that you're not ranking for, in the top 5 to 6, 7, they are ranking for. And so while you may create a lot more traffic or create more traffic than they do, they're being found in more places than you are. And so I would consider, changing your website and tweaking it just enough to really start implementing these keywords, and start drawing in some of this traffic. And then if we look at one more thing I wanted to look at was your backlinks. At one point you had 1.5 thousand backlinks. You're now down to 106, and you can see where that tailed off. I'm not sure what happened there, but it just suddenly took a dive over here for some reason. And backlinks are simply domains that are referring back to your domain. So if you've got a link on another website and it refers back to your website, you're drawing power from that website, which is raising your domain rank, your domain rating, so to speak. And if we look more in detail about these backlinks, these are the ratings that the backlinks are getting. So you have an 18, a 19 overall rating. And so if you implemented more backlinks that have these higher rating levels over here, you would draw more power from them to your website, which Google will recognize as authority and give you a higher ranking over Google, just to add with the keywords. So those are the things that I've came across just in this little bit of research I've done. There's a lot of other things that you can do, like citations and things like that. But if you're interested in wanting to know some more information and how you can change some of these things, or things that you need to do to implement these, like I said, you can give me a call. Your number will be at the bottom of the email that I'm sending you, or you can just respond by email, and I'll be happy to get in touch with you. And other than that, have a good rest of your weekend, and we'll talk soon. Thank you.